There comes a moment in your life when you must decide who you are going to be. The person who crumbles under pressure, or the person who walks through the fire as if the flames cannot touch them. Not because the fire isn't real, not because the pain isn't present, but because you've made a decision. What's around me will not control what's within me. You see, strength is not the absence of struggle. Strength is the refusal to surrender your peace to every storm that blows your way. Life will test you. People will misunderstand you. Circumstances will shake you. But there is a discipline, a holy determination to stand tall even when the weight of life tries to bend you. When you act as if nothing bothers you, you're not pretending, you're protecting, you are guarding the treasure inside you. You are choosing not to let temporary battles steal permanent blessings, because the truth is this: most of what bothers you is not powerful. It is persistent, it nags, it whispers, it follows you, but it cannot defeat you unless you grant it permission. So today, stand up in your spirit. Lift your head, straighten your back, and say to every fear, every doubt, every insecurity, "You will not have me. I decide who I am today." Act as if nothing bothers you, not to hide your emotions, but to rise above them. Not to pretend everything is perfect, but to declare that nothing has the authority to take you off your path. There is a power in calmness. There is a power in silence. There is a power in walking through chaos with the confidence of someone who knows, "I may bend, but I do not break. I may feel it, but I am not ruled by it. I may be challenged, but I am not conquered. You are stronger than your circumstances, you are bigger than your battles, and there is greatness in you that pressure cannot destroy. So walk forward, walk boldly, walk like someone who has learned the secret. When you refuse to be shaken, life loses its power to break you. Act as if nothing bothers you, because the moment you stop giving things the power to disturb your peace, you start stepping into the version of yourself you were always meant to become. There comes a moment in your life when you must decide who you are going to be, and that moment often arrives quietly in the middle of your doubts, in the middle of your struggles, in the middle of everything that feels too heavy to carry. It is the moment where you stand between the version of yourself that reacts to everything and the version of yourself that rises above everything. Acting as if nothing bothers you is not about becoming numb, and it is not about pretending that life doesn't cut deep sometimes. It is about choosing to master your inner world so completely that the outer world no longer dictates your peace. There is a point where you learn that not every battle deserves your energy, not every comment deserves your attention, and not every storm deserves your fear. You begin to understand that the power to remain steady is not something given to you. It is something built inside you through every hardship you've endured. When you act as if nothing bothers you, you are making a declaration to yourself that your peace is valuable, your focus is precious, and your destiny is too important to be shaken by temporary distractions. There will always be voices trying to pull you into chaos of people who want to provoke you, situations designed to unsettle you, circumstances that appear out of nowhere just to disrupt your momentum. But you must reach a place where you say, "I will not allow everything that comes at me to live inside me." You recognize that the storms outside you only have as much power as the storms you allow inside you. The calm you carry is not a weakness. It is a sign of spiritual maturity, emotional growth, and mental discipline. It is choosing to be unbothered because you have learned the difference between what matters and what is merely noise. Life is full of noise and judgments, misunderstandings, setbacks, delays, disappointments. If you give every one of them access to your heart, you will spend your life reacting instead of progressing. But when you learn to walk with a quiet confidence, you signal to the world that you cannot be easily shaken. You begin to carry yourself with a strength that doesn't need to announce itself. People may not understand how you remain composed. They may not know the battles you've fought or the tears you've cried. They may not understand the resilience you've had to build in private. But your calmness becomes your armor. Your silence becomes your shield. Your ability to stand tall, even when life tries to pull you down, becomes a testimony that not everything that touches you has the right to control you. In this posture of strength, you stop explaining yourself to everyone. You stop defending your peace. You stop trying to prove your worth to those committed to misunderstanding you. Instead, you focus on what you are becoming. You focus on your growth. You focus on your purpose. You understand that reacting gives your power away, but remaining grounded keeps your power within you. Acting as if nothing bothers you is not an act of arrogance. It is an act of protection. You are protecting your mind from unnecessary turmoil, protecting your emotions from unnecessary injury, protecting your purpose from unnecessary delay. And with every step you take in this state of calm determination, you rise above the things that used to distract you, disturb you, or discourage you. When you act as if nothing bothers you, you are not pretending to be made of stone, and you are not denying your humanity. You are engaging in a deeper kind of wisdom, the kind that understands that not everything that reaches you deserves a place within you. There is a quiet intelligence in choosing what you allow to touch your spirit. People often mistake composure for indifference, but those who walk with true calm know exactly how much strength it takes to keep your peace when everything around you is trying to pull you into chaos. Acting unbothered is not a performance. It is a decision to guard the most sacred part of yourself. It is the recognition that your emotional reactions carry power, and you must choose carefully where that power goes. You know that every time you let something insignificant get under your skin, you drain energy that could have been invested in your goals, your healing, or your growth. There are moments in life when you must protect your peace the same way you protect something fragile and irreplaceable. People will push your buttons not because they want to understand you, but because they want to unsettle you. Circumstances will arise not because life wants to break you, but because life wants to test the stability of your inner foundation. When you choose to remain unbothered, it is not that you do not feel the pressure. It is that you refuse to be shaped by it. You refuse to let every comment, every opinion, every disappointment, or every unexpected setback have access to your emotional space. You refuse to give temporary frustrations the power to damage your permanent well-being. You protect your inner world the way a guardian protects a treasure, because that is what peace truly is, a treasure that must be defended. People assume that strength is loud, but the strongest people are often the most silent in their battles. They do not reveal every wound, every frustration, every uncertainty. They choose what to express and what to release internally. This is not suppression, it is selection. It is the art of knowing which struggles require your voice and which struggles are not worth your breath. When you act as if nothing bothers you, you are choosing to master your responses. You are choosing to let clarity, not impulse, shape your decisions. You are choosing to let wisdom, not emotion, lead your steps. You are choosing to maintain the kind of internal order that chaos cannot penetrate easily. You are giving yourself room to breathe, room to think, room to remain grounded even when life tries to pull the ground out from under your feet. And in this posture of protection, you begin to notice something. The more you guard your peace, the more peace you actually have. The more you decline to react to small things, the smaller they become. The more you resist the urge to prove, explain, or argue, the more your strength grows in silence. You start realizing that most of what once bothered you was never truly powerful. It was simply loud. Most of what once triggered you was never truly threatening. It was simply persistent. And when you stop feeding these distractions with your attention, they lose their influence. You begin to see that the real battle is not what happens around you, but what you allow to happen within you. You learn to choose your internal atmosphere, to create a mental environment that supports your growth instead of shrinking your spirit. And in that environment, you become someone who can walk through tension without absorbing it, someone who can witness storms without swallowing them, someone who can hear noise without letting it echo inside your mind. Most of what bothers you in life is not powerful. It is simply persistent. It taps on your mind the way a dripping faucet taps on a sink. Small, repetitive, and irritating, not because it carries strength, but because it refuses to go away. These little pressures, these quiet annoyances, these subtle insecurities try to wear you down, not by force, but by frequency. They show up in the back of your mind when you least expect them. They whisper doubts while you are trying to move forward. They remind you of fears you thought you had outgrown. They revisit old wounds you believed were healed. And if you do not learn how to rise above these constant disturbances, you will find yourself exhausted by things that never had the power to truly harm you. The persistence of these small battles is what makes them dangerous. A single moment of doubt may not break you, but thinking about that doubt every day can weaken your confidence. One negative comment may not matter, but replaying it repeatedly can drain your sense of worth. One setback may not define your path, but rehearsing the disappointment over and over can convince you that progress is impossible. This is why acting unbothered is not about ignoring reality. It is about refusing to let repetitive thoughts become permanent beliefs. It is about recognizing that just because something comes to your mind often does not mean it deserves a home there. You must understand that persistence is a tactic. Life uses it to see whether you will collapse under pressure or practice resilience. People use it, sometimes unintentionally, sometimes deliberately, to test the boundaries of your peace. Your own mind uses it to challenge the strength of your discipline. And if you allow these recurring irritations to dictate your emotional state, they will gain influence they never deserved. But when you choose to stand firm, when you decide that repetition does not equal importance, you reclaim authority over your inner world. There is a strength that grows when you stop reacting to every persistent disturbance. You begin to see that not every thought is worthy of your attention. Not every feeling is worthy of your action. Not every opinion is worthy of your energy. You learn to separate what is loud from what is meaningful. Loud things demand attention, but meaningful things deserve attention. Loud things come frequently, but meaningful things come purposefully. And once you learn that difference, your peace no longer shifts with every wave of emotion that knocks at your door. These persistent annoyances only have the power you give them. They cannot hold you back unless you hold on to them. They cannot distract you unless you stop walking. They cannot overwhelm you unless you surrender your focus. Your growth will depend on your ability to treat persistence with discernment. Just because something keeps returning does not mean it has value. Some thoughts return because they seek resolution. Others return because they seek control. Your job is to identify which is which and to rise above what does not contribute to your strength. When you understand this, you do not become careless. you become careful. You become intentional about what you listen to, what you internalize, and what you allow to stay in your spirit. And in that clarity, you gain the power to stand tall even when life attempts to wear you down through repetition.